Which camera? That one? That one?
Which is here.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to Voicelah. Today is an episode of Talkxic, Unspoken Lessons from a Teacher. And I'm your first host for today. I'm Idelle.
And I'm your second host, Meeran.
So for today's episode, we will have a fun and meaningful chat with our lecturers, and that allows viewers to see a different side of them.
So yes, for today's episode, we'll have a fun and meaningful chat, as she said. So today we've invited two of our own lecturers from our university, Miss Syahida and Miss Murina, to be our guests for today.
Okay, so let's start and start explanation starting from Miss Murina.
I'm Murina Pawante. I'm obviously a lecturer here.
Associate professor.
Thank you.
I have to say associate professor.
Okay, I've been teaching for, oh God, so many years, isn't it? Yeah? Many years. I've been a lecturer here in UOW Malaysia, starting from where we started as KDU, and now UOW Malaysia has been 16 years of teaching. And I, of course, obviously teach in the program of Communication Media Studies, and I specialize in intercultural communication, public relations, and communication in general.
Thank you so much. My name is Syahida Johan. I am a lecturer here at School of Communication and Creative Arts.
Senior lecturer.
Senior lecturer, thank you. I have been teaching for about 13 years, I think, so relatively still new. But this year is my 10th year with University of Wollongong, Malaysia. So thank you so much. I teach communication theories, particularly theory subjects, but I also teach practical subjects like event management. I used to teach public speaking classes, and etc.
Okay, now that we're all set, let's jump right into the first topic. So for the first few questions, we're gonna go down to a memory lane. So for the first question, can you both remember your first lecture class and how do you feel at the time?
So my first time teaching was at Lim Kok Wing University, because that's where I started working. I remember entering the first lecture hall at about 7:45, and class was about 8:30 or so, and coming in 45 minutes early just to kind of get myself together. I was sweating, I was clammy, and just waiting one by one for students to come in. I think the nerves still exists until today after 13 years. But the first class ever was just questioning whether or not I am qualified to be standing in this lecture hall at this lecturer's seat, like a table at the front. And will I have the capacity to hold a lecture for 3 hours? It was really nerve-wracking. I think I can't remember what happened that 2-3 hours. I just remember after the class finishes, I was just sitting on my own at the table with an empty class at around 12 or so, and just blanked out completely. I think that's the usual course of action. Yeah. So I think that's what I remember.
Oh God. Okay.
Help.
Yeah. Well, I started before coming here. I was teaching in a few institutions, from UITM to Health Institution, and then coming to UOW Malaysia. So to me, every class is always the first time. It just feels the same.
Oh my God,
it's always the first time. The anxiety, the nervousness, what are we facing, what kind of students, oh, they're getting younger, oh my God, I'm getting older, of course, I'm old, and we've got to understand them and all that. And it's the preparation. It's every time you step into class, it's the preparation. You actually need to prepare. So it's the same. It's like every class until today is like stepping into a first time teaching. I remember vividly teaching one time 200 students in another institution, you're just one person teaching 200 students. It's like madness, isn't it?
Our MPU lecturers.
Yeah, I mean, it's like madness, and it's like, oh God, are they listening to me? Am I able to transfer my knowledge to them? Do they understand what I'm saying?
Do they care?
Do they care? They're sleeping, or they're sleeping, or what do I do now? Do I get them to stand?
Yeah.
I mean, and the preparation for it takes the weekend away from you. Let's put it that way. Yeah, you burn the midnight candle, preparing. It's just like sitting with an exam, isn't it? Same, yeah.
Okay, so moving on. Was there any particular class you used to look forward to every week? And if so,
Is there any?
Oh wow.
It could be also from the past.
like any class that you
Yeah.
personally got excited, like I want to teach this class?
Not to me. I don't know about you.
I mean,
Because every class,
every
class is every class is the same, isn't it? Yeah?
Yeah.
There's no one class that is unique. It's no one class that is unique or different. As far as I'm concerned, every class has its I must say some beauty in it, isn't it? Yeah. They're different way of teaching, different way of approaching. Like Miss Syahida, she teaches media culture and society,
Yeah.
and then she teaches event management. The approach is going to be different, but
yeah.
every class is unique on its own. Every class is something that I always look forward to because it's so different. Yeah, from each classes.
Different on the subject matter.
Yeah, subject
as well.
matters,
Yeah.
and discussion,
Correct,
and shaping the students
Yeah.
into coming out with opinions and all that. It's very different. Yeah, the approach is so I don't think there's any one class that we find. I think to me it's like every class is.
Tapi if you ask me, like, if I can teach one subject for the rest of my life, wow, what kind of subject? What would you answer?
Media culture and society.
Media culture and society.
Yeah, I think
for me
we
as well.
love
really
that.
love it.
We love that. Yeah, you took over from me.
Yeah, I
anyway.
wanted to say I took over from Miss Murina.
I think we love
Yeah,
culture.
really
We
love-
love
yeah.
communities. We love talking about media
Yeah.
and what it does to communities and all that. I think.
Okay, so next question. Have you ever went home feeling upset about a thing that students said in your class? Example, you would feel like unappreciated in class, or then you went home cry about it or something, or you think about it the entire day.
Maybe not the entire day lah, but I think the people behind the scene like Bam and Erin has gotten a couple of experiences where I kind of walk out from class. After so many years, I think it was for Media Culture Society. And again, it was a big class. There was just so many, and it was they were just coming out from COVID at that time. And I think everybody was just
transition was quite.
excited to socialize. They were a bit like hyper aware on how to be cool, how seeing people in real. I'm not saying Erin and Bam was the problem. I'm just saying that it was the batch at that time. And again, when you put in so much effort, especially in a morning class, and you put in so much effort to do so many activities, and they were excited for something else. If you are excited for something else and you pretend that you're listening, that's totally okay. But the showing that you are not listening, like blatant visibility of that, that was the decision that I made. I said, you've got to stop it here. So I stopped. I tell the class, I'm not going to continue on. There is no point going on if you're not going to listen, if you're not going to respect me. I'm also not going to respect you. So I walked out, and it was a conscious decision that I have to make to say that I made for me. Of course, it affected you. But I didn't cry or anything like that. But it was just a question of, did I make the right decision? Did I make the right decision walking out? Will whatever I want to send them be received to them? did they understand why I did what I did, right? So like, but when Kadir asked a question, we treat it differently. And then when it was a different class like this, we treat it differently. We are always affected. And mainly because we are also human, dealing with human. Being hurt is something that is so common for us, right? But you toughen up after a while. So that's why, and I do this often, when I finish with my class, before I drive back home, I will stay in my car for about 10 minutes with no sound, with nothing, no radio, just sitting down, somehow recentering myself back after all the chaos that has happened. I think that's a daily occurrences lah. It doesn't have to be like impactful where they throw something at you or anything like that. Yeah.
I just start the car, play the music, let's go. I want to beat the jam.
Yeah.
I should try to do that.
All right, so now moving on to the next segment. So now on to questions that students want to know. Have you ever simply marked through assignments or essays just because you didn't feel like reading all that stuff for students' work? It could be a very tiring day and you just don't feel like it.
If it's a tiring day, we don't mark.
We don't mark. Yeah.
We don't mark.
We don't mark. We don't mark. It's your job.
Yes.
You don't do it. Your conscience will tell you immediately, isn't it?
Correct.
So you have to find time or ways that you know that you will read every sentence, and we do. Because when you use shortcut like LOL, don't know what, and when you send us a note below, I had difficulty understanding this.
With
Please
emoji.
be fair. With emoji. Hey, we read lah. That means we read every sentence. So
we actually reply to those.
yeah,
You don't see it, but we actually reply to it.
So for me, what I do is I would take batch by batch, like 10. Okay, that's it. I mark 10. Then I go walk around and I come back. You really have to read word by word because you need to be fair in your marking. Yeah? So, yeah, that's it.
I think, again, we can't speak for all lecturers, but I think for Miss Murina and I, we do. And also another thing is also because you guys put in effort. I think this is one thing that we also... and so we don't like when you fake your assignments, when you do your ChatGPT or AI, you pay somebody to do your assignments and etc.
And we can tell.
We can tell. Because, if you barely can speak a word.
Yeah, we can tell. It's the words, the sentence that you use, whether you phrase your sentence, we can tell.
So, yeah, we can actually tell. And the reason for it is because we get so angry, pissed off about it, because we also take the time to read what you have written. Time is so important. Like when you put in the effort and the energy and the time to do the assignment, it is also our job. Because at the end of the day, we want to read. Whether all the weeks that we have been teaching you, whether it can be translated. Yeah,
exactly. Whether you understand.
So
if you fail, it's our failure as well.
Betul.
So that's why it's important that we read so that we know the next time we teach the same subject, we know how to approach the students, we know how to change, we know maybe change our style of teaching and things like that.
So no.
Okay, so now let's move on to the last question for today. So if you could go back to when you first became a lecturer, is there anything you would say to yourself?
Is there anything that I would say to myself?
Or anything that you want to tell your younger self?
Is there anything that you would do differently?
Okay. Murina, please reconsider this.
This vocation. Because in a few years you'll be meeting a boy named Lucas.
What would I say my younger days? I don't know. I don't think I'll say anything. You're never prepared for anything, No, I have nothing. I don't know. I have nothing to say to my younger self. I think it's it's a good question because it makes us ponder, isn't it? Yeah. Just go with the flow. For me,
I would say don't try too hard.
Too hard, yeah.
Don't
just be yourself. Go with the flow. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Don't try too hard to get everybody to like you.
Yeah. Be yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just, I think that's one thing that one of the things that we
Yeah.
also mentioned, because we're working with people, right?
Yeah, respect lah. It's very important.
Yeah, and it's just at the end of the day, sometimes you try your hard to make sure that students loves you, student likes you, student remember you as this thing. But sometimes it's not your job to always be liked if it's at the course or if it's at the place where, you know, that thing has to be done. So I think if I were to go back, I would tell myself, don't try so hard to be liked by everybody or by people. Just as Miss Murina said, just be yourself and come as honest and sincere as you can. That's it.
Okay, so that wraps up our conversation for today.
And a huge thank you to both our guests, Miss Syahida and Miss Murina, for sharing their stories with us. And of course, thank you guys for watching. We hope that you enjoy it. This is Voicelah, and please remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel and the Instagram for further updates. And try to, next time when you meet your teachers, try to be more grateful.
So yeah, thanks for tuning in. Bye.
Bye.